back to another Tribe Talks. I'm David Balfour. I'm the co-founder of LIGHTBLUE. Today, I have Frank Quix with me from Holland. Frank, we've met a couple of times. We've had many conversations and we talked about politics. We talked about universities and lecturing. Tell me about yourself first and then we'll get into your business.
Yeah, good. I'm raised in a retail family, so that's also where my passion for retail comes from. Both my parents had stores. When I went to university, I took the opportunity to travel the full country of the Netherlands, which is only 380 kilometers long. But I grew up in the south of the Netherlands and then went to university in Groningen. It's in the most northern city of the Netherlands, where there is a university, a very old one. And when I went there for study, I did business administration and auditing. I was once a chartered accountant. I'm no longer, but I had also there the opportunity to start lecturing at the university. When I just finished university, that was a great opportunity. So in 1996, I had the opportunity to start at the university, and I still lecture till the...
Excellent, very nice. So tell me the story behind your business, Q&A.
Q&A started in 2003. After university, I first joined EY, and after that I joined Deloitte. Worked as a consultant, and in 2003 I came back from my international assignment within Deloitte, and I had the opportunity either becoming a partner within Deloitte or starting my own business. And I did that what my dad always told me not to do, starting your own business. So I started Q&A, and basically the reason I started Q&A was that we started as a research company. At Deloitte, we used a lot of research companies and a lot of research, but every time what I found was that there was always a missing link, because if you are working with a research company, they provide you with the research, but not with the clarity and what is the real means of the data. And I thought that's where there is something like a sweet spot for retail, helping retailers understanding their data. So, and that's also, we are more into insights than into research. So we still do research, but what we really want to provide is insights, helping our customers to perform every day a bit better.
So tell me about your customers. Tell me about the type of customers that you have. Tell me about the journey and how they engage with you. How do they find you for start?
How they find us? That's a good one. They easily find us. So if you're looking at out of the top 30 retailers in the Netherlands, 28 of them are customers with us. So it means also that we are working quite often for retailers that are competitors of each other, which makes it sometimes a little bit difficult. But if you're looking at the type of services that we provide, first of all, we have the insights part, so that's where we originated from. And next to that, we have inspiration, so that we are helping retailers to understand what's going on elsewhere in the world, and that we are making the translation to their core business. And we have our strategy arm, that's more consulting like projects. We prefer to call it advisory instead of consulting. And the last part is education. So we do also a lot of educational programs. And in this way also we can work for competitors of each other, because you can understand, I can't do strategy for Albert Heijn and for Jumbo at the same time, which are the main competitors. But I can do different services for different retailers.
Really good. Tell me, what type of questions are you being asked by your clients?
So if you're looking at the retailers, it's quite diverse what they are asking us. Sometimes it's that they are working on their positioning, and then they want to reposition, and then we are asked for that. So we are an advisory service company, so we can help you with identifying what is the positioning gap, and then give guidance where to move to, but we don't make any designs. We are another marketing agency. And that's where also for us it's interesting also within the Tribe community to work together with the other Tribe agencies, because they are more into that space. We are not. Other questions that we get are related to the use of AI currently. So that's also a little bit how we are organized. So we always want to be a little bit ahead of the curve. So we are always trying to help our customers adapt to new technologies, adapt to new strategies, and being very early in the curve. So we had in the past years many customers that we helped. So physical retailers starting on onboarding on platforms, selling their products also via Amazon, via Bol.com in the Netherlands, via Zalando. So every time we are searching for what's best. If you're looking at our insights arm, so where we are doing the research, we have panel access in many countries across the globe. So we can really help retailers doing core research. And that's something that we are really working at a lot. And we're doing very typical customer research on locations, so exit interviews, or we are doing online research. We have developed a tool which is called Shop Feedback, which really helps customers understand how their consumers are evaluating their retail operations. So it's quite diverse.
Yeah, so in terms of your features that you have, your unique features for Q&A, what are the tools you're using? Are you using AI? Are you building your own, or is it your own IP that you've created specifically for?
So what we have built ourselves is a tool that's called Shop Feedback. So that's really, it's a super low cost tooling for retailers to understand how customers are evaluating their physical stores or their online shopping experience. So that's something that's own IP. If you're looking at AI, we are using off-the-shelf programs, suppliers, because we believe with our size, we are only with 20 people, so it's impossible to build cutting-edge software solutions on that scale, because it should be fast, the technology you need. So we are using off-the-shelf, but we are using them for the research side, where we are using a tool. It's called Meta Marketing. It's helping us understanding from Excel files, so from research Excel files, and then it can help you start building your reports. Now we are using also another tooling which is called Virtual Brain, which is helping us in doing research, especially in the area of desk research. It's a super powerful tool. It gives the right references. It doesn't hallucinate, which is quite important if you're using AI.
No, for sure. I mean, I can imagine the size of pool that you go out to market with will vary in terms of client base, right? I guess if a client wants a pool of 100 people or 1,000 people, it will vary. How do you go and find your customers?
Yeah, so far it's not too hard for us to finding customers. We only work within the retail space.
Yeah.
And I believe if you would ask any larger retailer in the Netherlands as a reference where they should go, then probably we are among the top 3 they will name. So that's something we have to build. We have been building this for more than 20 years. So that's something we are quite fortunate there. And besides that, as I told you, we have the 4 pillars. So, and one of them is the inspiration pillar. And with the inspiration pillar, we organize twice a year a big conference, and that's helping us extremely. So we have in January always the Anton Dreesman conference, where we have the top keynotes and top retailers joining us. So it's really C-level joining us there. In June, we always have our Retail Outlook, which is more a festival-style event, more catered to middle management. Also, always many people are joining us there. And then A third one that we have is election. So we have a consumer election for retailers. So naming the best retailers every year. It's called Retailer of the Year. And that's super powerful because every retailer would love to be named the best.
Yeah.
And we have 2 events on that. And one is a gala. We had it just a couple of weeks ago when everybody is there because everyone wants to have a prize. So it's like in our own industry that we are granted with prizes for the best marketing communication. So that's something we created. And I think that's really super powerful.
Okay. In terms of what's next for you guys, how do you see yourselves evolving over the next few years, with everything that's coming in, from an AI perspective? I guess there's elements of that could become a competitor to yourself.
I'm not that often afraid of technology. So I think it's better to embrace it and use it instead of being afraid. And I never looked at in that way at upcoming technologies. What I did was last year I went to Stanford, took executive course on AI, and the main reason I went there was understanding how AI could disrupt our own business. So I didn't go there to understand how I could help my customers.
Yeah.
Eventually it evolved in that, but I really went there to understand how will this change our business, because I really think, and even if you're looking at Tribe at a broader level, it will disrupt many of our companies. But also it can help us disrupt other businesses. And I think that's the way we are looking at it. So we are using it, we are testing it. We have, as I told you, we have 20 people here. Last week we had a workshop with everybody involved to understand how AI can help making your day-to-day business for each of them better and easier. So understand how you can use it yourself. And that's something we did over the past 2 years, I would say, so that we already started using AI. So now we are using it in many different areas. As I told you, we are using it for research with meta marketing. We are using it for research in our consulting with the solution of virtual brain. We are testing now with almost half of the population within the company Copilot. We are using ChatGPT and Claude just to understand how it can help us, how it can improve our business. And just a very simple example is that if we are doing research, we have many open questions. Probably that's your experience as well. That the open questions are the most valuable insights you can get. The only thing is that till now we always had to read everything to understand it and making notes on it, combine it. This now can be done in seconds by AI tools, and that's something that's super powerful. If you're thinking of doing interviews, now we can transcript it easily with tools and making analysis on it. So it's giving us way more time, giving the results thoughts, and make the transition to what it does mean for our customers. And I think our added value will improve by using tools like AI tools.
So your added value is from what I can see, is being that real consultant with the client, understanding the needs, the questions, going out to market, analyzing that, and then you work on their strategies with the client to, make them come to life.
Yeah, and especially now by using AI tooling, we are faster. Probably we are becoming more accurate because, you can say, well, AI tools can hallucinate. We can as well. AI tools are biased. Probably we are more biased than those tools. Sometimes it's really helpful because if I'm doing an interview, and also if you are doing an interview, the person that's sitting opposite of you is influencing you already by manner, by how the person is dressed, by the dialect the person is speaking. It's influencing you. Whereas if you are thinking of the AI tool that's just making notes, doesn't see the person as, so that's even could be less biased. So, but we are aware of the bias that could be in an AI tool. We are aware of the hallucinating parts of it. But by understanding the business ourselves very well, we can get that out of it easily.
So in terms of the type, just going back on your clients, obviously mainly all retail, what type of retail are they?
If you're looking at, we are working for large food retailers, so supermarket chains. We are working for large DIY retailers, electronics retailers, optical chains. So our sweet spot, I would say, where we have the best services is up and from 200-300 million euros sales. And then we have customers that go up to 10 or 15 billion euros sales. But that's a little bit, and at the smaller side, so the 200-300 million euro sales, we have a wider portfolio that we can offer, because the larger ones obviously also work with bigger consultancies where we are out of scope. But we are really specialized. And what we also see is that we are sometimes also working in cooperation with the larger consultancies, that we are more the retail specialists that is used in a project.
So tell me, right, what is the future for you? What's the future
for us? Yeah, you just tried already. So you were asking for the next 3 years. I think that's very hard and challenging. So if I already would know what will happen the next full year, that would already be interesting. So we just had our strategy meeting with our team last week. So we foresee growth even in the next 2 to 3 years for our business, whereas our market is really challenging. We have a lot of bankruptcies. Luckily for us, the bankruptcies are not among our portfolio, but we have very strong retailers that are our customers.
Are all your retailers Netherlands based?
Almost all of our retailers are Dutch based. The reason that we joined Tribe and also are within another network is that many of our retailers go abroad.
Yeah.
And to service them also abroad, we need the international network. So that's for us core, so that we have access to good people in other markets, and preferably independent consultancies or service firms, because that's giving us the access to specialists that know their countries very well, but nevertheless they also depend on us because they get the work from us. So that's something. And if you're looking at companies that are among our clients, it's like Action, which is a general merchandise retailer, A.S. Watson, drugstore retailers, one of the largest globally, but also we sometimes for companies like IKEA. So maybe for you, not Dutch-based. For me, it's a Dutch-based company because they have headquarters in Leiden in the Netherlands. But so we have quite often the starts from the Netherlands.
Okay. Just to go on to your lecturing that you do, tell me a bit more about that.
Yes, as I said, I started in '96 in Groningen at the university, and at that time, since I was a student that also took not only his MBA but also auditing, I started lecturing in management accounting and management control. However, I applied in 2005 for a position at the University of Amsterdam, and that's the Anton Dreesman chair. It's named after one of the most famous Dutch retailers we ever had. He was also a doctor, professor at the university, and then I had the opportunity in 2005 to take that role at the Anton Dreesman chair. Next year already for 20 years. So lecturing every week on retail. I have a class in the bachelor, retail marketing, and then I have 3 classes in the masters, which is really cool. I have one on strategy, one on digital strategy, and I have one that's called Cases in Retail, where we help those students to, in groups of 5, solve a real life case at a retailer.
So you've created your own funnel for recruitment into the agency.
Yeah, some of them are working with us. Most of them are working with retailers. I have 90 students each year. So I can't deploy them all by myself. And in general, there's always one that wants to work with us. But what I really want to try is that they start working with the retailers. And also, if they start working with us, in the end, after 2 or 3 years, most of them will start working at a retailer.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine, because I think it's good. That's also one of the things I want to achieve. I want to show to young talent that retail is one of the most exciting businesses to start working.
No, we do a lot of work with retail brands, and it's definitely one of the most fast-moving markets that you can work in. I think it's because the way that we kind of talk about it is the brand is, the product itself has to do the talking, because that's what brings customers through the door. You can do as much advertising as possible to entice them into it, but at the end of the day, it's the product, the actual product itself has to do the talking, when you take it home and you're using it itself. But yeah, for us, it's definitely a great space to work in, because it constantly changes and we have to constantly keep updated with the wants, requirements from the clients, and that's the consumers.
Yeah, and it's also the place where, especially for today's students, that always want to, they're always talking about making impact.
Yeah.
If you're looking at where it's really possible to make impact, that's at the retail level. Also, if we are talking about sustainability, which is a big proportion today also of where we are talking about our services, retailers have to start thinking of it. And then it's most impact can be made also again by a retailer. And if they are listing more sustainable products and delisting non-sustainable products, then we are already there.
Good. Thank you very much, Frank. Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah, it was great talking to you, David, and hope to see you soon.
Absolutely.
Looking forward where we are meeting next time, because that's still
100%.
that's
I
still
will
in
see
the
you
start.
in Lisbon. Excellent. Thank you very much, Frank. And Q&A.nl is the agency.
Thank you.